Welcome to The Explainer. Looking at the news from August 25th, 2026, it honestly feels like we're watching a tidal wave crash over the entire tech industry. We're talking about massive leaps in hardware, an absolute explosion in autonomous software, and the undeniable friction that happens when technology starts moving faster than society can easily absorb. We've got a lot of ground to cover today, so let's jump right in.
Let's start with a number that is just mind-blowing. 5 trillion. We're talking 5 trillion data points processed in a single prompt. Accelerated Understanding just pulled this off. And the kicker? They completely ditched traditional text-based transformer reasoning for a brand new physics-first AI architecture. It's a completely different, hyper-advanced way of processing information. Which brings us to Section 1, AI's next frontier, agents.
So Thibault Tue, OpenAI's product chief, is placing a massive bet on redefining how we work. The play here is to embed autonomous, codex-style agents directly into the everyday office apps we're already using. We are way past simple chatbots here. These systems will actively do the heavy lifting, handling research, managing documents, and executing complex, multi-step workflows totally on their own. And hey, this isn't some distant whiteboard theory. SpaceX is doing it right now. They've deployed Grok AI to handle thousands of customer interactions for Starlink. It's actively taking orders and running customer support at a truly massive scale. It's literally a production-grade agent running inside physical satellite internet infrastructure today. Then you've got Generalist AI Robotics. This is a startup packed with DeepMind and Boston Dynamics alumni, and they just scooped up another $200 million in funding. Their whole strategy is a fascinating pivot. Instead of trying to build a perfect single humanoid robot, they're building generalized AI models meant to pilot multiple different robot platforms. Their bet? The intelligence running the show is the actual key asset, not the metal machine itself.
All right, let's shift gears to Section 2, powering the AI boom.
Because obviously, all these autonomous systems need serious juice. On the consumer side, Apple just dropped the M6 Mac Mini, starting at $899, rocking a 2nm 12-core processor. But look at the data center. NVIDIA's 88-core Vera CPU is promising up to a 30x throughput gain in specific scenarios. And to make sure those AI agents we just talked about respond instantaneously, NVIDIA's pushing their Grok 3 LPX inference accelerator, packing up to 256 of those units into a single rack.
But it's not just server rocks getting leveled up. Off-grid consumer tech is quietly turning into a powerhouse, too. Take the new Garmin Fenix 9. It's sporting a Titanium Pro build, 64 gigs of storage, and Satellite Plus LTE connectivity. Add in solar charging and standalone emergency SOS, and you've got some seriously capable hardware right on your wrist. Zooming back out to the macro level, though, $579 billion. Entire nations are riding this hardware wave. South Korea is teeing up a record $579 billion budget for 2027. And where's that money coming from? A massive tax windfall from the booming AI chip profits of semiconductor giants like Samsung and SK Hynix. They are literally taking those massive profits and funneling them straight back into the ecosystem. Speaking of profits, Wall Street is bracing for $92 billion in revenue just from NVIDIA's upcoming earnings. And the legacy networking giants, they want a bigger slice of that pie. Cisco is now teaming up with their NVIDIA alliance to pull Supermicro AI servers into the mix. They're making a very aggressive play to own more of the data center stock. But of course, moving this fast breaks things. Section 3, fakes, frauds, and lawsuits. The sheer strain on platform curation is hitting a wall right now. Apple Music is actually rolling out a Made with AI tag. Why? Because a staggering 35% of all new uploads right now are 100% AI generated. The sheer volume of synthetic music is so overwhelming that the platform basically has no choice but to start labeling the environment. And obviously, synthetic content isn't just about music. OpenAI recently had to detect and ban a VPN-shielded cluster of Russian ChatGPT accounts. They were running a covert influence campaign, generating posts to prop up a fake Israeli think tank and scattering them all over X, Telegram, and LinkedIn before they finally got shut down. Then there's the security side of these new agents. Oasis Security just disclosed a pretty terrifying vulnerability they're calling Nemo Claw. Basically, unauthenticated attackers can use a simple web page to plant hidden, persistent instructions straight into local Ollama AI agents. That is a massive blind spot as we deploy more of this tech locally. And the crazy part?
The old threats haven't gone away, they're actually escalating. We're talking a maximum severity Oracle WebLogic flaw just added to CISA's known exploited list. Plus, patient data was exposed in an AnMed Health ransomware attack. Oh, and in the tracking world, researchers caught AliExpress using inaudible audio signals to fingerprint website visitors completely without cookies. Just wild stuff happening all at once.
Beyond the hacking, we're seeing massive legal friction over how these platforms are designed. There's a trial unfolding in Oakland right now, where California and 28 other states are alleging that Meta deliberately engineered its products to be addictive to children. But here's the key. They aren't just after financial damages. They're pushing hard for sweeping, fundamental interface design changes to apps used by hundreds of millions of kids.
So, where is all of this heading? Let's get into Section 4. What's next in tech? First off, we are watching a huge changing of the guard at the world's most valuable company. Back in August, Apple Park hosted a farewell gathering for Tim Cook. On September 1st, the CEO baton is officially passed to John Turnus. And this is all happening right on the eve of a critical iPhone event slated for September. Connecting the dots back to those AI security nightmares we talked about earlier, the market is scrambling for solutions. A startup named Alice just pulled in $140 million specifically for AI model security. As these models get integrated into enterprise systems, companies are practically begging for defenses against things like prompt injection and data exfiltration. And finally, a regulatory showdown is brewing right on our city streets. Robo-taxi operators like Waymo, Zoox, and Tesla are pushing hard for expansion, but they're colliding with local labor groups and municipalities who are demanding strict local oversight. The operators want unified federal rules, the cities want local control, and it's turning into a massive tug-of-war. So when you look at all of this, from a system processing 5 trillion data points in a single prompt, to agents quietly running satellite networks, to local AI instances getting hijacked by hidden code, the speed of it all is just breathtaking. So I'll leave you with this. Can human oversight and regulation possibly keep pace with the staggering momentum of the AI agent era we've just unpacked? It is absolutely the defining question of our time. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.